Hey guys, MavDaddy24 here. I've gotten a couple questions on the Maverick Truck Club forum on how I installed the strip lights in my Maverick truck bed. So just wanted to do a quick video to show you guys how I did it and what the result is. So for starters, I installed the Nilight TR05 strip bed lights. It comes with two strips, one for each side of the bed, obviously. They are designed to hook up to the 12 volt DC hookup in the flex bed. However, I did a little bit of a hack and wired it directly into the existing switch in my truck bed so that it can be turned on and off with this switch, as well as being turned on when the truck is unlocked. So I'll show this to you guys real quick. I'm just gonna hit this switch. That light comes on, the cargo lights come on, and then here are the strip lights, which I installed way up under the lip of the bed. I put them all the way up there so that they're kind of hidden and you can't really see them unless you come up underneath the bed here. So as far as the installation itself, I've seen people use this grommet here to come out with this switch that comes with the lights. However, there is a hole that's lined up right with this crease right here, all the way up at the top of the bed. There it is right there. And I wired my lights through there. So the lights come down, and then behind the tail lights, and then underneath the bed and through the frame to connect to the other side. And then once I get this off, I will show you guys how I wired it up to this switch right here. So before you get started, you're going to need to pop off this panel here. You're going to need to pop off this panel here. And if you have the tie downs like I do, you're going to want to make your life easier and take off these two tie downs right here as well. Those are Torx, and they are, that's kind of hard to see, but they're T30 Torx. You're going to need to pull off the tail lights as well. It's pretty simple. There's just two screws, one right there, one right there, there and there. And then the part that's kind of a pain is underneath on the passenger side of the truck. You've got this little plastic piece right here that's going to need to come off. So you're going to need to pull off a bunch of these right here. So rather than bore you guys with me showing you how I pull all these off, I'm just going to go ahead and stop the video, pull them all off, and then I'll show you what we got going on. Alright guys, I've got everything apart. I thought of a few things. I thought it'd be helpful to show you guys some of the materials I used. So for the actual splicing, I use these heat shrink splice connects here. They're for 16 to 22 gauge wire. I got them at Walmart. They were like, I don't know, $5, $6, $8, something like that. Another thing I thought of is The strip lights themselves are longer than the Maverick bed. I think they're 6 feet long, and the Maverick bed is what, 4.5, 4.6 inches or whatever. So what I did was I cut the strip lights. They've got little markers on them for exactly where you can cut them. It's got a little picture of a pair of scissors on them, so you want to make sure you cut them there. And I use this silicone sealant here. I thought I had used marine sealant, but it looks like I used the cheaper stuff. However, I do have a tonneau cover, so I'm not really too worried about water getting in there too much. The main thing was where I cut the strip lights, I just wanted to make sure that they were capped off in case any condensation wanted to get in there. You'll also want to pick up some of this wire housing here. I got this at Harbor Freight. It was like $5 or $6 for like 14 feet. Black electrical tape, obviously, and some zip ties as well. All right, so got my panels off here. Got my tail lights off. So I just wanted to show you guys how I've got everything hooked up here. I did have to pull a few things off to show you guys this, so hope it helps and I hope you appreciate it. So this right here is the factory wire going to the light and switch in the side of the bed. You've got a green and black and a white and black. So the way I spliced it together is I took the red wire, spliced it to the green and black, heat shrunk it down, and then I took the black wire, spliced it to the white and black, heat shrunk it down, and I pulled it off to show you guys, but I covered it all up with some of this wire housing tubing here, and covered it up with some electrical tape. As you can see, I left the original switch on that came with the Nilight lights, but I've just got it in the back there, so it's not really being used. I'm using this switch here. So as far as the routing itself, and you can see I've got everything kind of neatly tied up here. So we're starting here, making our connections, routing through the tail light here. It's coming up through the tail light. You can see it there, there, and there. And then it's fishing down there and coming underneath the body here. This is the underside of the driver's side tail light here. So as you can see, it comes down, and then it's kind of hard to see because I've got it electric taped off, but right here there's a connection where I connected the left side to the right side, and it basically just snaps in and then twists, and then I covered it up with this wire tubing again and some electric tape as well. One thing I do want to point out is the fact that the exhaust is right here, so you definitely want to stay as far up and out of the way of that as possible. So what I did was, and I apologize, I'm not a professional videographer here, but you can see right there, there's a little hole in the frame that I ran it through. And then it pops out the other side of that hole right there. And then right here, we've got some existing wiring that I zip tied it to. And then it runs up over the spare tire. And I'm not going to be able to show you guys, but if you reach your hand way up in there, there's another hole in the frame up there that gets you through to the other side of the vehicle. Right here. And you can see I've got it zip tied there, zip tied there. And then it pops up through and gets routed up through the other tail light right here. And there's my wiring right there coming out. And then just like the other side, right lined up with this crease in the bed right here, way up in here, there is another hole in the bed. And I apologize if you can't see it, but take my word for it, there's a hole right there. So the wiring's completely hidden. And then I've got my lights again up under the lip, up above the lip of the bed. One other thing I did think of is I have the spray-in bed liner. So the adhesive that came on the lights, it worked pretty good. On the left side of the bed here, on the very end, it's hard to see because the clamp for my tonneau cover here is blocking it. But on the very end, it was wanting to pop up, so I put some extra adhesive right there on the very end to get it to stay secure. And again, this is the end result here. I'm going to lock the truck, unlock it. There's my cargo lights right there that just came on. There's my little side light right there. And then there are my Nilight LED strip lights, which go on and off with the bed, or on and off with this switch right here. So hope that helps you guys out.